If I stepped onto a basketball court and saw someone from the other team practicing like this, I'd say to myself, man, I'm in for a long night. And following his logo shot, if he does something like this, I'd probably just pack up my bags and leave. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see just why Steph Curry is literally unstoppable, plus how he can even be better in the 2022 season. Just before we start this show, let's take a look at his statistics on efficiency. In this case, I can either use his career averages or his averages from last season. To be honest, it really doesn't matter. He's going to shoot it close to 50% from the field, a little over 40% from three-point land, and 90% at the free throw line. He's going to put in somewhere close to 30 points per game, while dishing out about 6 assists along the way. And I'm about to show you why there's nothing you can do to stop him. First off, when he has the ball in transition, you have to pick him up immediately after center court, because he can shoot from the logo.
He has hardly played this year, only played in 3 games for the Kings. Curry, long three, it's good.
As you can see in this video here, Boston has eyes on Curry as he crosses half court. But nobody picks him up and, well, that's a bad shot for most people in the league. But for the chef, that is actually a high percentage shot. I mean, just looking at his shooting splits, when he shoots the ball anywhere between 30 and 34 feet, his accuracy is 46.9%. And this will absolutely shoot teams out of the water. I mean, let's do a little math here. Over 100 possessions, if Steph Curry brought the ball up and no one guarded him at the logo, the Warriors would have 100 times 46.7% times 3 is 140.1 points per game. He'd make Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game seem like child's play. This is the first reason why Steph is unstoppable, because he's lethal from the second he crosses the half-court mark. Next off, let's say you put a defender on him after he crosses half court. Well, this is where things get fun. From here, this is where the chef decides which recipe to cook up. One of his favorite recipes is the high 1-5 pick and roll with Draymond.
26 for the big man. 3-point Sixer lead. Curry for 3, puts it in.
If the defender goes under the pick, like George Hill in this example, it becomes just a practice shot for Curry. All George Hill can do is this. Now, let's say the coach yells at you and tells you to fight over the screen. Let's see what happens next.
Third leading scorer on these Mavericks. 0 for 2 to start. That's a 3.
Josh Richardson listened to his coaches here and fought over the screen, but Draymond Green slows him down just enough for Steph Curry to see a split second of daylight. And with his quick release and high accuracy, that's another 3 points for the Dubs. Actually, in that case, it looks like there's quite a bit of contact. That should have made it a 4-point play for Steph. Next off, let's see what happens if the defender fights over the screen from the 1-5 pick and roll, and the secondary defender focuses on Steph just a little too much.
14 against the Warriors, so the pick and pops. The Warriors really got to figure that out because Wiseman's having a tough time getting to it.
In this case here, Zach LaVine does a great job going over the screen, but the secondary defender Vucevic is so focused on the Golden State Warriors superstar that it just leads to a pass from Curry that ends up with a dunk by James Wiseman, which, well, I don't have the stats, but the shooting efficiency on a shot like that is probably about 100%. You literally have to pick your poison. Let's say now that the defender fights over the screen and the secondary defender blocks the pass dunk attempt for Wiseman, and a third defender comes in to clog the lane in order to prevent a drive to the basket. Well, let's see what happens in this case.
There's still some NBA royalty in their name, that's for sure. And that's
in this case, once Steph sees that the door to the basket is closed, he just does a simple step back for a wide open shot. Blake Griffin does try to contest it, but he's way too far off, and his contest doesn't even make Steph blink. What we've seen so far are the chef's pick and roll recipes. Let's move on to some of his isolation dishes that look just as appealing. Steph Curry also has deadly handles. In fact, Allen Iverson, the answer, the 6-foot former 76ers superstar guard, who crossed up Michael Jordan once, said it himself that Curry has better handles than he had. This next play is a bit special in the sense that Damian Lillard just talked some trash against Curry, and Curry made it a personal mission to, well, channel his inner MJ.
Picked up his second foul, so Gary Trent Jr. has checked in. Warriors stay with the same 5 starters. And Steph.
What makes Curry even more unstoppable is that he doesn't need the help. He can dance with the best of them and get the job done himself. In this case here, he puts on a display of wizardry against Dame Dollar himself, using his handles, and shoots it right in front of his face. This was probably the play that got Lillard to tweet this after the game. You can't dish it and not be able to take it. #respect. Anyway, with the handles that Curry has, he could probably blow by more than half the people in the league.
7 seconds to deal with the best shooter in the world. Steph down the lane.
In this case, Kenrich Williams probably saw the reports that Steph shoots 46.7% from the logo, so he does the right thing and picks him up early. He also knows that if he steps back a bit and gives Curry just a glimpse of the rim, just like in the case against Damian Lillard, Curry will probably let it fly, so he has to play him close, which again is the right thing to do. But as a result, Steph Curry brought out his bag of tricks and simply blew by him and made his way to the rim without even breaking a sweat. The interior defender was too late, and Steph simply went in for the reverse. Just an FYI, when Steph is within 5 feet of the basket, he scores it at about 62.1%. So, what's next? Maybe put some muscle on him. And who's one of the strongest, yet most athletic guys in the league? Probably the 2019 first overall pick, Zion Williamson. Well, Steph Curry actually has put on a bit of muscle over the years, and is a lot stronger than he looks. This next play shows that Steph Curry can actually push freight trains out of the way.
Curry gets rid of the defender. Zion just pushed Williams.
Man, it looks like Steph pushes him like how a 10th grader pushes a 5th grader. Steph literally pushed someone who weighs almost 300 pounds from the three-point line all the way into the key. Strength is key in this league, and because of Steph's baby face and his marksmanship abilities, we often forget that he has a bit of muscle himself. Next off, okay, I know what you're all thinking. We're over halfway through the video, and we haven't even gotten to one of Steph's most deadly skills. The truth is, elite players like KD and Damian Lillard can also run all those 1-5 high pick and rolls and can also score in ISO situations. But what's the one thing that Steph Curry does better than any other player aside from shooting? If you guess ball movement, you got it. Check out this play here first.
For the Warriors. Shot clock down to 8. Curry gets it back, lets it fly.
Curry's trapped in a double team, but dribbles it back and passes the ball to Draymond. At this point, the initial defender thinks he did his job to get the ball out of Curry's hands and runs halfway across the court to guard the open man. But Curry, with a nifty move, shakes the secondary defender loose and ends up with a wide open three that just sucked whatever morale was left in the opposing team. Whether it's in transition or a pick and roll when the defense is already set, or an ISO situation, or even if the ball is in another Warrior's hands, Steph Curry is always lethal, and it's why he's unstoppable. You might think, how can Curry get even better? Well, in order to do that, he'll have to take a page out of CP3's books. Did you know that in 2008, before Curry was drafted into the NBA, he attended one of LeBron's basketball camps, where Chris Paul also helped out? Well, anyway, I hope Curry remembers CP3's lessons, because there's at least 2 areas he can improve in, and that's the mid-range shot and limiting turnovers. We know Steph is deadly from up close and from deep, but if you look close at the shooting splits, anywhere between 15 and 19 feet, Steph Curry is actually human. He shoots the ball at 43.5% in this category, whereas CP3 shoots it at 52.4% from 15 to 19 feet out. When it comes to the turnover category, CP3 leads here as well. For the 2021 season, Steph Curry turned the ball over an average of 3.4 times per game, against CP3's 2.2 times per game. And we all know how important each possession is, especially when the postseason comes around. The scary thing about all this is, Steph Curry was the unofficial MVP of the 2021 season. Just imagine if he improves his game for 2022. Man, how unstoppable will he become then? Especially with Klay Thompson coming back. Just how unstoppable will the Golden State Warriors become? Speaking of Klay Thompson, have you guys ever wondered how the other Splash Brother became the second most deadly shooter in NBA history? If you ever asked yourself that question, you need to watch this video here, where I go over many critical points in Thompson's life that shaped him into the sharpshooting superstar he is today. It's a must-watch video, packed with tons of good stuff. Click the video, guys, watch it, and I'll see you on the other side.